Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. I was just playing Palm Mute Groove 4 and in the spirit of getting right to it, I just want to jump right into how to play this. Quickly though, if you this is the first video you've seen, obviously this is the fourth in the series. You can not only go back and see the first three if you want three other examples of how to use the palm mute on the bass to create new sounds, but you might want to go to how to palm mute the bass, the intro video I shot before I started these grooves. So let's tear this apart. In the previous video I mentioned I was going to start showing you how this can be used through a progression, because I was giving you simple one chord, maybe even two chord bass lines. So this is a full progression, and let's just jump into it. So I start with some kind of lead-in notes to the downbeat, and so I'm going to start with a quick 16th note, and it's the last 16th note of beat 2. So if you're counting 1, 2, ba-dum-dum-bum-bum. So the 16th note is the of 2, and then it's just eighth notes, 3 and 4 and of course the last eighth note in that ties over. So this starts with the E, and I'm really muting heavy on this groove. So my palm mute is really heavy. And then I index finger play the 10th fret G, the E, the D, and the C. So let's try that. 1, 2. Right. Then my little pickup 16th note pickup note, still we're on second measure, is I stay on the C and I go C, B, and I walk down B, A, G, E. So now my root is in the E. So so let's play that first two beats, or first two measures. 1, 2, 2. Right? Now I kind of third bar, same thing. I start on the beat, the last 16th note of the beat 2. I start with that open E again, and I repeat the first phrase I taught you, which is that G, E, D, C. And now I'm doing something a little different. A lot of thumb on this one, and so I hold that C, then I play the C again. Now we're on the last measure, and it's the last 16th note, and then I go to the B, back to the C, slide down to the G, and then I play that E. Now on the sheet music, if you go to my Patreon and become a Backstage Pass member, you can download it. You'll see that it doesn't tie that last E over to the beginning of the phrase, but it does. So when you're playing it looped, I'll play it a couple times so you can kind of hear it. 1, 2. Just start. See how I let that E bleed and then I started over again. I love this groove. I think it's really fun to play, and it highlights how if you were to play it normal, it's still a fine bass line. Still sounds fine, but there's certain thing you might find in your songwriting or your live performance where maybe you're bringing it down or you want a different vibe from the song previous. Just by palm muting and playing the same line sounds so cool. Now I did have some questions, which are great, about, well, aren't there certain devices you can get where you can put like foam under the strings and things like that? And you absolutely can. I would encourage you to also learn this method, because who knows, you might be sitting in and it's not your bass, or you have some device, or you're used to a bass that has those, you can elevate those felt pads that push up against the strings. All those things are cool, but I think it's good to have a backup just in case you don't have that actual mechanical device, that you can do this. Now, even when I've had those devices where you can mute the strings, I like the ability to be using just this and then lift up and play quickly and then come back, and it's allowed me to mix palm muted bass lines with standard plain bass lines without having to make any adjustments to any kind of mechanical assistance for that. I'm not saying those are bad, because I've used them in the studio and they can be really great, but this is also another skill. So I'm not saying you don't have to decide. If you have a mechanical device that also mutes your strings, killer. Practice it with just your right hand and see. I think you'll find it's a little more organic and a lot more flexible. Okay, that's Palm Mute Groove 4. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, but let's move on right now to the Encore item. So we're going to, I try to theme these Encore items where I like, oh, this relates and this relates. And I thought back to some of the greatest bass players I've heard using the palm mute technique. And one, of course, was Nathan East. So then I started going, well, which recording do I want to feature Nathan on? And I fell to this one, which is his band Foreplay, their album Elixir. Foreplay is a super group of jazz and fusion musicians. I don't even want to call them jazz and fusion. They're just great musicians. They can play any style of music. And they wrote and continue to write really great instrumental songs. They have some with vocals. But you'll find, oh, my cat's going to join us because she does this just to ruin a take. But I've stopped caring. So you're going to hear me talk and my cat talk at the same time. That's right. So, so yeah, check out Elixir, Elixir, Foreplay. And this has got Nathan East doing some amazing playing. You know, 4 tracks that always are on heavy rotation on my playlist is Elixir, the title track, Play Lady Play, Magic Carpet Ride, and Licorice. Lastly, check out Licorice. It is such a cool track. This is kind of one of my recordings that I enjoy listening to like in a morning when I just need to kind of start my day in a good state of mind. Nathan East and the boys just, so great. And this album I think is one of their best. But check it out. And if you're unfamiliar with Nathan East playing, this is a nice way to start. I mean, check this out and then dig deep, or go to his website, look at his discography, roll up your sleeves, put on your headphones, and go deep into some Nathan East. He's phenomenal. All right, guys, that'll do it for today. Palm Mute Groove 4 and Elixir by Foreplay featuring Nathan East. As always, if you could like, share, and subscribe this video, it would be so great. Subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell icon will tell you every time I upload new videos. I'm trying to put a variety of videos that deal with scales, arpeggios, improvisation, slapping, tapping. When I titled this channel Everything Bass, I really want it to be everything bass. I haven't done upright yet, but we'll be getting into some of that. But really, I just want the entire world of bass. I want to be able to present you in these short snippet videos. Let me know how I'm doing. What topics would you like me to cover that I haven't done so far? Please just leave that in the comment section below. And, you know, that's it. I'm just going to cut it short today, say thank you for stopping by, and I will see you at the next video.